When we're young, we hardly give our legs a second thought. They carry us everywhere up hills, downstairs, rarely feeling tired. But over the years, small changes begin to appear, and quietly, they grow into something much bigger. One August morning, the Florida sun was shining just as golden as always. Mrs. Linda, 72 years old, opened her door to step out onto the porch and water the petunias she loved so much. But the moment she rose from her familiar armchair, she felt her knees tremble no longer as steady as they once were. She slowly stepped toward the porch steps, just 3 steps, yet her legs felt as if someone had tied weights to them. At the last step, she had to grip the handrail tightly, her heart beating faster not from exertion, but from a sudden flash of fear. Fear that if she missed her footing, she wouldn't be able to catch herself in time. She remembered how, just a few years ago, she could walk to the nearby beach to watch the sunset with her husband. Now, even going down the steps made her uneasy. That feeling was both sad and unsettling. It wasn't because she was lazy. It was because the strength in her legs had been quietly slipping away with the years. In the United States, every 12 seconds, an older adult is hospitalized from a fall. Behind each number is pain, fear, and sometimes the greatest loss of all, the freedom to care for oneself. For Mrs. Linda, the hardest part wasn't having weak legs. It was the fear of becoming a burden to her children, something she had never wanted. But my friend, weak legs are not a life sentence of old age. With just one small change right in your own kitchen, you can begin to regain your steadiness. Today, I'll share with you a simple, inexpensive food that can help strengthen your legs in just a few weeks. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, how old are you and where are you watching from? I read every single story, and yours might just inspire someone else today. Over many years of working with older adults, I've met hundreds of people just like Mrs. Linda. They don't want to live dependent on others. They don't want that sinking feeling of having to call their children every time they want to go out or shop for groceries. What they want most isn't a miracle. It's to regain that steady confidence in every step they take. And one of the simplest yet most effective ways to start comes from a humble food you might walk past at the store without a second glance: lentils. Small, round, often forgotten in the corner of the supermarket shelf, lentils are, in truth, a silent friend of your muscles. They're packed with plant-based protein, an essential building block to create and maintain strong, resilient muscle fibers. After age 50, our bodies begin losing muscle mass at a faster rate, a process known as sarcopenia. This hidden culprit weakens the legs, reduces balance, and makes even a small misstep far more likely to cause a fall. Lentils don't just replace the protein time has taken away. They also provide magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals that act like captains of the ship, guiding your muscles to contract and relax smoothly, helping them work in rhythm and preventing cramps or trembling when you stand up. Magnesium even helps your body relax and sleep more deeply, something many older adults struggle with. I remember clearly the story of Mr. Robert, 76 years old, from Arizona. A retired Navy man, he was once used to running drills on the deck of a ship. But in retirement, he noticed himself slowing down on the stairs and feeling his legs tire after just one loop around the block. "I'm not afraid of getting older," he told me. "I'm just afraid of the day I can't stand up from a chair on my own." We began with one very small change, adding lentils to his meals 3 times a week. The first time, his wife made a lentil soup with carrots, onions, and a pinch of black pepper. Next, she prepared a lentil salad with cherry tomatoes, parsley, and olive oil. And on some days, she simmered lentils with brown rice to make a hearty mixed grain lunch. After just 7 weeks, Mr. Robert happily reported that he could walk up the slope in his yard without stopping. He looked me in the eye with pride and said, "It feels like I've regained a piece of my youth." The beauty of lentils is that they're inexpensive, easy to find, easy to cook, and they fit into almost any dish. Just half a cup of cooked lentils, about 100–125 micron per meal, 2 to 3 times a week, can make a real difference for muscle and balance. If you want stronger legs, here are a few easy ways to include lentils in your meals. A warm evening soup. Simmer lentils with carrots, celery, onions, and a bit of turmeric. Not only great for muscles, but also helps ease joint inflammation naturally. A light lunch salad. Combine cooked lentils with cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, parsley, olive oil, and fresh lemon juice. Rich in vitamin C to help your body absorb the iron in lentils more effectively. A hearty mixed grain bowl. Cook lentils with brown rice and add mushrooms and pumpkin seeds for extra nutrition. A small tip for older adults. Soak lentils for 2 to 3 hours before cooking to make them softer and easier to digest, especially helpful if you often feel bloated or have trouble digesting legumes. Why do I emphasize simple foods like this? Because improving your health doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Lentils don't just feed your muscles, they also feed your confidence that you can walk more steadily than you did yesterday. My friend, imagine this one morning. You stand up from your chair, walk out to the porch, and your legs no longer tremble. You step down the stairs without hesitation, cross the yard, breathe in the fresh air, and feel that you are still in control of this body. That's what these tiny lentils can help you achieve, not overnight, but week by week, meal by meal, with every warm spoonful of soup you serve yourself. Start today, because every right choice you make at the table is another steady step you'll take tomorrow. After talking about lentils, a plant-based protein that helps nourish your muscles, I want to share with you another small food that plays an equally important role: almonds. Almonds aren't just a crunchy, tasty snack. Behind that flavor lies a nutritional arsenal that supports your muscles, your nerves, and your coordination, key factors that determine whether you can walk safely at 60, 70, or even 80 plus. Each almond holds magnesium, vitamin E, and healthy unsaturated fats, a trio of nutrients that relax your muscles and protect nerve fibers from age-related damage. Magnesium helps muscles contract and relax smoothly, reducing nighttime leg cramps, a common issue many older adults have come to think of as just part of aging. Vitamin E acts as an antioxidant shield, protecting nerve cells from deterioration. And those healthy fats help maintain the protective sheath around your nerves, ensuring the signals between your brain and your legs are clear and quick. I'd like to tell you about Mrs. Patricia, 66 years old, from Oregon. She spent her career as a librarian, gliding quietly between the shelves. But in recent years, she began waking up with a tingling in her toes, and sometimes, when stepping down from the curb, she'd lose her balance for just a split second. "It's only a second," she told me, but enough to scare me. The fear of falling wasn't only about the injury, it was a reminder that she might be losing control over her own body. When I met her, I didn't start with heavy exercises. We began with one small habit: a handful of almonds each day. We chose lightly roasted, unsalted almonds to preserve their nutrients. She usually enjoyed them in the afternoon, around 3-4 p.m. as a light snack. After just 4 weeks, she noticed fewer nighttime cramps. 6 weeks later, the morning tingling in her toes had almost disappeared. What surprised her most was sleeping more deeply, something she never expected from simply adding a daily handful of nuts. Almonds don't just help muscles and nerves work together. They also support heart health and improve blood circulation to the legs. This is critical. Better circulation means muscles are well nourished and recover faster after activity. If you want to give it a try, start with about 30 grams of almonds a day. That's roughly 20-24 almonds. Here are a few easy ways to include them in your diet. Eat them plain. Lightly roasted almonds are a neat, portable snack with no prep needed. Add to breakfast. Sprinkle sliced almonds over oatmeal or yogurt for crunch and nutrition. Mix into vegetables. Chop almonds and sprinkle over steamed veggies or salads for extra flavor and healthy fats. Pair with fruit. Eat with apples, pears, or bananas to add vitamin C, which helps your body absorb almond nutrients more efficiently. A small note for older adults: chew almonds thoroughly to make digestion and nutrient absorption easier. If chewing is difficult, soak almonds in warm water for a few hours to soften them, or blend into almond butter to spread on whole grain bread. You might wonder, can such a small handful of nuts really make a difference? But I've seen dozens of cases like Mrs. Patricia's where just one small change brought back that sense of security when walking. Picture this, you're strolling through the park. Each step steady and sure, no longer worrying about sudden slips. You pause to admire the flowers, then carry on, feeling each stride without the interruption of cramps or tingling. My friend, at this stage in life, good health doesn't come from luxury or complexity. It comes from nourishing your body every day with patience and care. And almonds, small but nutrient-rich, are part of that nourishment. Start today and make a handful of almonds your habit. Every nut you eat isn't just adding nutrients, it's a small step closer to the steadiness, freedom, and independence you deserve. If lentils nourish your muscles and almonds protect your nerves, then seaweed is the quiet craftsman that keeps your joints smooth and your bones resilient, so every step feels lighter and more flexible. Many people think of seaweed as just an exotic food in Asian cuisine. But for older adults, especially when your joints begin to creak or your knees swell slightly after a walk, seaweed can feel like a gift from the ocean itself. It's rich in organic calcium, iodine, and natural anti-inflammatory compounds like laminorin and fucoidan. These nutrients don't just strengthen bone density and reduce the risk of osteoporosis, they also help your body produce synovial fluid, the natural lubricating oil that keeps your joints gliding smoothly, reducing friction and easing discomfort. I remember Mrs. Eleanor, 74 years old, from Maine. She had once been a yoga teacher and loved starting her mornings stretching by the window, breathing in the fresh, salty ocean air. But after turning 70, her knees began to swell, and sometimes with just a gentle twist, she'd hear a clicking sound. "What I fear most," she told me with a heavy look in her eyes, "is the day I can no longer bend down to tie my own shoes." When I looked at her diet, I realized she was getting almost no easily absorbed calcium. So we decided to add seaweed to her meals, not as some foreign dish, but as a natural part of her daily life. At lunch, she had a wakame seaweed salad with cucumber and toasted sesame seeds. At dinner, she made miso soup with kombu seaweed and a few slices of fresh ginger to warm her stomach. Occasionally, she sprinkled dried seaweed over rice or even her morning oatmeal. 2 months later, she called me, her voice bubbling with excitement. I just finished a gentle yoga session without feeling that catch in my knee. She also found she could stand longer while cooking without needing to sit and rest. What's remarkable is that the calcium in seaweed is organic calcium, the kind your body can absorb and use more efficiently than many calcium pills. And those natural anti-inflammatory compounds, they reduce swelling without the side effects of pain medication. If you'd like to try it, start with 2 to 3 servings of seaweed a week. Here are some simple ways to enjoy it. Seaweed soup with ginger and sesame, soothing, easy to digest, and supports healthy blood circulation. Wakame seaweed salad, rehydrate wakame, mixed with cucumber, apple cider vinegar, and toasted sesame seeds. Nori rolls or wraps, wrap rice or fresh vegetables in nori for a fiber-rich, flavorful meal. Sprinkle dried seaweed, add to soups, porridge, or noodles for a quick boost. A small tip when making seaweed soup: add a few drops of sesame oil or a squeeze of lemon juice to help your body absorb calcium more effectively. My friend, many people believe that aching, noisy joints are just part of aging and can't be changed. But in truth, every day you have the chance to send your joints and bones a thank you through the foods you choose. Seaweed, light as paper, delicate as a wave, carries enough strength to help you walk more smoothly, reduce that grinding feeling, and keep your bones strong. Picture this one morning. You bend down to lace up your sneakers, step out into the park, and your knees feel loose and fluid like your whole body has just been oiled. You can pause to chat with neighbors, stand and watch the birds without feeling tired. That kind of freedom, the freedom to move, The freedom to enjoy doesn't just come from medicine or the gym. It comes from the foods you nourish your body with each day. And seaweed can be part of that journey. Just a few times a week, it can be the quiet cushion that protects your joints, strengthens your bones, and helps you keep every step steady. If the first three foods help nourish muscles, protect nerves, and keep your joints moving smoothly, then this final food is the key that ties it all together. The avocado. You might think of avocado as just a soft, creamy topping for toast or salads. But for older adults, avocado is a steadfast companion that improves the connection between your brain and your feet so every step becomes steadier, more confident. Here's why avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, which build and protect the membranes of nerve cells. When your nerves are healthy, signals from the brain travel quickly and clearly to your feet, helping you react in time if you trip, and preventing loss of balance. They also provide potassium to keep muscle contractions steady, and vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that shields nerve endings from age-related damage. I think of Mr. Harold, 79, from Wisconsin. He loves the outdoors and walks his dog around the lake each morning. But recently, his feet often felt numb in the mornings, and sometimes it seemed as if his feet were moving ahead of his mind, meaning he didn't feel fully in control of each step. "That's what makes me uneasy," he told me. "Not that I can't walk, but that I can't be sure I won't trip." We began with one small change, replacing his sugary breakfast with a slice of whole grain bread topped with mashed avocado, chia seeds, and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. After just 3 weeks, the morning numbness had eased. By 6 weeks, he noticed he could walk faster with his dog, and even if the dog pulled suddenly, he could keep his balance. Avocado not only supports nerves and muscles, but also boosts heart health and blood circulation, two essentials for delivering nutrients to every muscle fiber and joint. When blood flows well, your body runs like a well-oiled machine, smooth, efficient, and with fewer breakdowns. If you'd like to try it, aim for 3 to 4 servings a week, about 1/3 to half an avocado each time. Simple ways to add avocado to your diet. Quick breakfast: whole grain toast with mashed avocado, plus flax or chia seeds for extra omega-3. Fresh salad: avocado cubes with tomato, cucumber, lettuce, olive oil, and lemon. Creamy smoothie: blend avocado with banana, almond milk, and a teaspoon of honey. Veggie wraps: lettuce leaves rolled with avocado, carrots, and cucumber. A small tip: avocado's nutrients are absorbed even better when eaten with other healthy fats like olive oil or nuts, helping vitamin E and its antioxidants work at full strength. Many people ask me, can such a soft fruit really make a difference? The answer is yes, if you stay consistent. I've seen many, like Mr. Harold, gain back their walking confidence from just this small, steady habit. Picture it. You head to the park in the morning, walking along a gravel path. You can feel each small stone underfoot, each breeze brushing past your ankles. You quicken your pace to match your walking partner, realizing you're no longer worried about a sudden slip. Each step feels sure, solid, and that is a priceless gift you've given yourself. My friend, strong legs and steady balance don't come from a single big change overnight, but from small, repeated choices each day. Avocado, with its gentle exterior but powerful benefits inside, is one of those small choices. Let it be your companion on the journey to steady, confident steps, because every time you choose a meal that supports your muscles, nerves, and joints, you're choosing more years of independence, freedom, and peace of mind. My friend, we've just walked together through 4 simple foods that carry quiet, powerful benefits: lentils to nourish your muscles, almonds to protect your nerves, seaweed to lubricate your joints, and avocado to strengthen your balance. Each one is more than just food, it's a small building block, laying down the bridge that leads you back to steadiness, independence, and confidence. What I want you to remember is this: you don't have to change everything all at once. Strong legs and steady steps don't come from one long sprint, they're built from small, consistent steps each day. Just add one of these foods to your meals and keep at it. Soon, your body will respond with mornings where you rise without shaky knees, afternoons where you walk without holding the railing, and moments where you feel fully in control of every step. I've met many people who believe aging only moves in one direction, that weak legs or trembling hands are just part of getting old. But I believe every time you choose good food, you're choosing a stronger tomorrow. You're sending yourself a quiet promise: I will keep walking on my own terms. And if you found value in today's video, please tap the like button so I know this content is helping you. Subscribe to Senior Life Wisdom so you won't miss the next time we share simple, effective solutions for your golden years. And I want to hear your story. Have you tried any of these 4 foods? Or is there one you'd like to start with this week? I read every comment, and your story might be the inspiration someone else needs to regain their steadiness. You deserve to walk with confidence, with sure steps, and to savor every moment of later life without fear, without dependence. And that journey can begin with your very next meal.